Hello everyone and welcome to another review. Today we're going to go ahead and do my top 10 winter of 2014 fragrances video. This is specifically for the designer side. Now I usually do these videos around the solstices of each respective season. So the winter solstice, which means usually the 21st of December, 21st of pretty much of each of the solstices. But this one I wanted to do a little bit earlier just because of the fact that a lot of questions that I've gotten, even after I've reviewed and done what I think should be my some winter purchases for people to go through and buy, they still wanted to know what I was actually wearing for the winter, and that's why I'm kind of releasing this a little bit earlier, so you can use that as a buying guide as well too. Obviously, these are just my opinions on what I personally wear for the winter. Winter I consider to be, I live in the New York area, so the temperament for winter is usually, I want to say anywhere between, right now it's like 40 degrees and below, but it's usually like 30 degrees and below. That's usually winter, which means that it's cold, it means that scent doesn't travel well, it means that I'm usually looking for a fragrance that where the scent's going to travel well in cold weather. People are still going to be able to smell you even, despite the fact that the scent isn't carrying. It's also going to be scents that I choose are usually a little bit closer, I would say a little bit cozier. They're darker, they're stuff that I generally don't wear in the summer or months or places where it's hot and where it's going to be hot temperature, stuff like that. All right. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and dive right into the fragrances, right? So the first fragrance on my list, coming in at number 10, there are no honorable mentions in this list, is the following fragrance. Prada Amber Pour Homme. Prada Amber Pour Homme is a fragrance that I recently picked up again just because of the fact that I've been going through all my fragrances as I get ready to move yet again. I was trying to sell off a lot of my fragrances that I don't use, and this one, picked it up and I was like, wow, I haven't used this one in a while. I really feel that I want to go ahead and wear this one in the winter, and I have actually been wearing it as it's been getting colder. I really miss the scent features like this soft, elegant, baby powdery type of smell. That's why what I've always described it as, something a rich baby would wear. And I know that sounds strange, but I like it. It works for me. It's a decent compliment getter. It's not the best of compliment getters, but it does well. With it, you're guaranteed to at least smell pretty decent, and that's kind of what I go through. I wear it primarily to work. Really no other occasion. I'm actually wearing it now, but I wear it to work, and that's pretty much it. I choose other fragrances. There are other fragrances that I think that are better suited for other occasions, and this is primarily a work occasion. All right. Coming in number 9 is a fragrance that has actually been on my previous list. It's bumped up a little bit of a spot, and it is none other than 24 Gold. Gold is from the house of Scent Story, or Scent Story has released a bunch of the 24 fragrances, and to be perfectly honest, I haven't come across one of the 24 scents that I have not liked. I still have to, there's still 2 fragrances that I believe from the house of Scent Story that I want to purchase, but all of them are, in my opinion, very good and underrated, especially for what you're going to pay from them. I think a lot of people take the fact that it's 24 and it's after a TV show that it's not going to be a good fragrance, it's going to be a cheap fragrance. That's not the case at all. I think this is a gem that is highly underrated and you should really take a look at it. This is amber, it's resinous, it's got some I think it's raspberry. It's got this raspberry sweetness to it. It's just very deep, enveloping, and inviting. And it lasts a long time on your skin and just does so well for the winter. And so that's why it comes in at number 9 on my list. The next fragrance coming in at number 8 is a fragrance that I was just recently introduced to as well, and it's up on the list as well. It is called Michael Kors for Men. Now, Michael Kors for Men is it's a manly type of a scent. It's a heavy tobacco scent that at first it sits a little bit close to your skin, but then it just exudes just a enveloped, well-developed tobacco type of a smell. This scent is a scent that I like to wear out on the evenings. It's a little bit more of a laid-back scent, at least for me. and I generally tend to wear it when I know I'm just going to be kind of part of a group that's going around. I'm not necessarily going to be the main part of the group, if that makes any sense. We're all just kind of gathering together for some event, and that's usually where I wear Michael Kors for Men. I have worn it a couple times to work. It does decently as well too, but I found this one it's decent on the compliment getter list so far. It's going to need a little bit more testing for me. I still haven't actually released a review on this one yet, so watch out for that one. It should be coming in some time. I'm not sure when it's going to come, but either way. Coming in at number 7 on our list is from the house of Terry Mugler. It is Pure Leather. Now, Pure Leather is on my list mainly because of another reason. It would have been the original Angel Men on my list at number 7, but I found that Pure Leather, to me at least, it smells very similar to the original Angel Men. We're talking about a dark, chocolatey, has a little bit of a coffee type of a smell, heavy patchouli type of a smell onto it, and that lasts a long time, projects like a monster, and has a little bit of a tar type of a scent to it. Pure Leather is exactly that, only it has a little bit of a leather type of a twist rather than the heavy tar type of a twist to it. So that's really the main difference between the two, and I really do enjoy Pure Leather just a little bit more, but they're both shockingly close enough that it really isn't that big of a deal. I'm just splitting hairs here, and Angel Men and Pure Leather, to me, they're kind of interchangeable, but for the sake of one being on the list, Pure Leather is on the list for it, right? Coming in at number 6, we have a fragrance that has also been on many of my lists. It disappeared off my list at one point, but now it's back, and it's still hovering around. It's bumped up a couple more spaces again. It just gets better with time, I feel, and that is Le Male from the house of Jean-Paul Gaultier. Le Male is the iconic, if you show the bottle to everyone, people know what you're talking about. It's the man with the torso, crisscross pattern, or not crisscross patterns, but stripe patterns, the bulge in the penis area. Come on, everyone knows what the bottle looks like if you are even somewhat decent into fragrances. But either way, the smell itself, this is a very nice iris, powdery type of a scent that it dries down to this clean, classic, or is it iris? Sorry, I'm confusing my notes. But either way, it dries down to this clean, powdery type of a scent that really, it has this minty type of smell to it. It really adds, I guess you could say, a comforting type of smell. Now, Le Male, it does something to me. You initially apply it on, and it starts off as an okay fragrance to me. But its strength is really as it develops. And as it develops on your skin, to me, it just turns into something even more beautiful than when you originally sprayed it on. And it's just absolutely fantastic on that. Le Male is a versatile fragrance for me in the winter. It's one that I wear to work. It's one that I wear out. It's one that I wear, going out. I don't use dates just because, Becky and I, we go on dates, but I'm not meeting different women. I'm meeting the same girl. So it's using dates to me is a little bit strange. So that's kind of why I hesitated for it. But either way, it is one that you can wear on on different dates as well. The one problem with it is people have probably smelt it before. So you may come off as, you may remind someone of somebody else who wore Le Male. So that's the only knock and downside to it. But again, hey, this is my list. This is what I wear. I really don't care if I remind you of somebody else. All right. Coming in at number 5 is a new fragrance to the list. It is a fragrance that was introduced to me actually primarily by a subscriber, Rob, actually. And the specific fragrance name, I had a brain fart there for a second, is called Valentino Uomo. Now, here's what it actually looks like. Now, I don't have the bottle yet, and I'm actually meaning to purchase it just because I do love it. This is, I had it pretty much sent to me, and it is, I actually like it a lot. It's something that has grown on me. It has grown on me a little bit more. This fragrance it's hazelnut, it's chocolate, coffee, and leather. It is, it's, for lack of better terms, it's very cozy, it's very endearing, inviting, and it almost feels like a different take of either a Dior fragrance or a Terry Mugler fragrance. It feels like it just has the same sort of DNA area, but goes a completely different way. I know that sounds strange, but trust me on this one. So the verdict's out when I'm actually wearing this one. This one I've only worn out at nights. It's still in the testing phase, but it's up there on my list. It is one that I do love, Valentino Uomo. Next one on my list is from the house of Dior. We have Dior Homme Eau Sauvage, the Parfum version. Now, Eau Sauvage is, I really love the original Eau Sauvage, and that prompted me to smell the Parfum version, and the Parfum version, to me, doesn't really smell that much like they have some similarities, and even though the Parfum version of Eau Sauvage, the one that I like, and the one that's on this list, is definitely heavier, and it's only got 3 notes, it's so unique to me. It has, the citrus really brings out this, I want to say, lightness to it, but at the same time the myrrh in this fragrance makes it extremely dark. I'm not sure how else to describe it, and it's dark, it's unique dark. It's a darkness that I like to the fragrance, and this fragrance is one that I wear out on the nights, and I have worn this one to work as well too. Right, this is a good one, Eau Sauvage Parfum. Number 3, we have a fragrance that happens to be my girlfriend's favorite, and therefore it is one of my favorite that I actually put on the skin. I mean, but either way, you've seen this one on my list many times beforehand, and I have loved this one for a while. It is none other than Thierry Mugler's Pure Malt. Now, Pure Malt is a play off of the original Angel Men. The supposed way that this was made was the original Angel Men was stored in oak casks that were used to house whiskey and bourbon and all that good sort of flavor, or pure malt liquor basically, and that kind of infused the fragrance with this liquor type of a smell, and that supposedly that gives you pure malt. Now, I know a lot of people are going to jump up and say, no, that's not how it was really made, blah blah blah. You know what? This is what the company line was. I'm going with it. I think it's funny either way, even if it's not true. I really don't care. The fragrance itself smells great, and that's all that I really care about. The fragrance itself, Pure Malt, we're talking about a nice malt liquor type of a smell infused with chocolate, a little bit of patchouli, and it's just has this nice sweetness to it, but it's not overly sweet. It smells very mature. It's absolutely fantastic. Highly versatile. You can wear it to work, you can wear it going out, you can wear it to play, you name it. Excellent fragrance for it. Pure Malt coming in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we have a fragrance from the house of Yves Saint Laurent. The fragrance is none other than La Nuit de l'Homme. La Nuit de l'Homme, the night of the man. No, you know what? I'm not even going to bother with it just because I'm going to get comments for months and months if I screw it up of, no, it's really blah, blah, blah. And that happens every single time I mention this fragrance. But either way, this fragrance is just a fantastic lavender, powdery type of a scent that really goes well with most scenarios at night. I've worn this one in the summer as well too, but I primarily wear it in the winter just because that's what I feel like doing. But you can really wear it kind of like in any month, and it is just a quintessential, fantastic going out fragrance. Gets compliments through the wazoo. Women love this fragrance and they love smelling it. I really have a hard time. I haven't come across anyone basically who have said that they don't like the smell of this fragrance, and that's why it's so high up on my list. I love it too. La Nuit de l'Homme, solid buy from Yves Saint Laurent. Really can't go wrong with this one. Coming in at number 1, the number 1 fragrance, and it's kind of surprising me that it's been up here, but to me, it kind of deserves to be up there, and it's really it is my most reliable one that I choose for the colder months. It is none other than Dior Homme. It is none other than Dior Homme Intense. Dior Homme Intense, the lipsticky, chocolatey type of a fragrance. It has a powerhouse. It has the staying power. It smells great. People love it when they smell it. It is pretty decently versatile, although I wouldn't wear it to work. I don't wear it to work just because it's a little bit too strong. You know, spray it on and it's going to be there all night and it's going to do its job, right? Dior Homme Intense, it's gotten a wide range of compliments on me, and it is my number 1 designer winter fragrance. Now keep a lookout for the niche list as it will be coming a little bit later, but starting off is the designer list. Let me know what your picks are for the winter or what you are wearing for the winter. What is your prerogative for that? All right? Thank you, take care of yourselves, and have a great day.